episode 29. Actually, I'm gonna wait a minute because I've learned that Twitch tends to cut off the start of my feed, or that might just be the broadcasting software I'm using. We'll see if that works. Okay, cool. Okay, so welcome to episode 29 of Making a Game in Corona SDK. If you have not been following along, you should go back and watch the first ones. They're all on YouTube. You can find the links through my website, TylerMakes.com, or follow me on Twitter, etc. Do all that stuff. Like, subscribe, share, etc., etc., etc. But yes, this is episode 29. So the game that we're working on, that we are going to continue. Do we not have a game? There we go. Is this gardening / I don't know what kind of game. There's a lot to it. You'll see. But anyway, what we're working on is you've got your little garden, but you're going to go out into this forest, which currently doesn't look at all like a forest, which will be procedurally generated. So it's going to be interesting. I'm getting around some of the harder parts of procedural generation by making it so that I don't have to keep track of everywhere that you've been and some of that stuff. Actually, that's not really a problem of procedural generation. It's actually more of a size constraint, which some of that we could get around by just seeding our random values and stuff. But I am making it so that I don't have to worry too much about different situations. For instance, if you're walking through these different places, I only have to remember so far back, like which ones are actually connected, which is what we're going to tackle today. We're also going to make these different so that you can actually tell, what the heck is going on, or at least that's the plan. Let's see how far we get. Okay, so this is all. Today is mostly going to be about generating the map. We're going to build actual nav points instead of these random nav points. So we're going to start looking at actual data, which makes me think about. Oh yeah, so we altered everything, and I think we finished where our game settings we're actually keeping track of temporary maps and generated data, where we can actually get the 1 second. Sorry, gotta reply to messages. Okay, so sorry. Yes, so we have actual data. I have to remember, so we're keeping track of map data. And temporary map should actually have our maps in it. Oh yes, why do I always lose this? It's always on the second screen. This is some of the data. So we can actually see the temporary maps that we have as you wander around. And then what we're going to do is oh yeah, one of the things I wanted to do is get 1-1 potentially in our generated maps. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the maps around you and figure out where these connections should be that allow you to travel between them. And And this is interesting. So if 1, 1 is not in that map, I should be able to just go back to it and it could be completely different. I can't really tell. No, it's not regenerating, so that should be fine. So that should be good. Okay, so let's start diving into this. So we have to look at the maps around us. Before we were just going by the previous location and making sure that you had a way back, but now we're going to try to make sure you have a way forward as well. So we're gonna switch to building nav points instead of building random navs. Oh, gotta remember what language I'm programming in. And as we said, we don't need the previous location because we're actually just going to take your current location and look around it. Okay, so let's get our neighbors. Trying to remember Lua because it's so weird and different and everything else. This is how you're gonna essentially push onto your neighbors list. But what we need to do is go okay, let's go left. Right, top, bottom. Oh, actually, I think we can do this. I want to find out. Let's try this out. So this is going to be left. So my thought here is that we're going to set the length of neighbors plus 1 to whatever this value is, right? Now, neighbor starts out as 0, it has nothing in it, so 0 plus 1 is 1, so the first element in this, what is essentially our array, will be that first thing. If, however, it returns nil, well, nil doesn't count towards the count. So we should still be able to do this. So if this one is nil, then when we get this, this will still be 0, and so plus 1 will still be 1, and it'll override that nil with the actual thing that we want it to be. But that may not be true. I don't remember. Whoops. If that works. But we will find out. It is the constant problem of developing in many languages and not caring about being extremely precise in any of them. I just hate memorizing all the little quirks of all the different languages. But if you're good at that, then you will go far. Okay, so what we want is to get a temporary map. Is it the temporary map? Or is it the generated map? Yeah, the generated map is the map data. That's this stuff. But the temporary map should be the actual generated map. So I think that's what we want. So let's go. I have to remember how I wrote this. Bulb game settings. There we go. Okay. Bulb game settings dot temporary maps. Is it temporary maps or map? Yes. Do I not have like a get map? Maybe I should have a get map. Or I guess it would be temporary map. Yeah, no, we don't. Well, that's fine. Well, no, let's do that. Okay, we're gonna do this by the current location X, current location Y. And of course, to do the left, we are going to subtract 1 on the X. Let's copy this guy. And put it here, here, here. And to get the right, we want plus on the X. Top. -1 and Y, bottom +1. Okay, cool. So that's how we get our temporary map. We're gonna put it here. And get our temporary map, X, Y. Great. The cat has like crawled up halfway and is laying on my leg. Okay, there we go. That's simple enough. Okay, after this is what I want to do. What the heck is this? Is this print? Interesting. Oh, you know what? Oh my God. Say hello, cat. Hello. Okay. She will be programming from my lap. So you can just see, this is the actual I guess that doesn't go down far enough. Oh well. Anyway. What was I saying? Okay, so I was thinking that, okay, if you're here and you go left, my left, your right, I guess I should go. If you're here and you go left, we want to know, yeah, if you have to the left, you have a place that you should be connected to. But if you had come from down here and there's a connection that goes up to that location, well, if you're here, that doesn't mean that you have a connection here to the left. It just means it's possible to connect. So that doesn't actually matter. What we actually care about is if I'm here and I want a connection to the left, and like I need to know if there's a connection to the left, it means that there's a map there and that map has a location or a navigation to me. So it'll be interesting to try to like test that out and make sure it works, but we'll see. Okay, so oh man, I hate it when the cat licks me. It's freaking weird. Okay, there we go. Get the number of neighbors. That will be helpful. Oh, what are you doing, cat? And I want to know which ones. Oh, that's, yeah. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. We actually don't want to just have neighbors because, like I was talking about here, because we actually need to know which neighbor they are when we do this. So actually, let's just go ahead and get rid of that. It actually doesn't matter if it works the way that we thought. Actually, you know what? Let's just go ahead and try. See what happens. And for right now, we are going to do this. This way we can test stuff without breaking it. We're still going to build a random map for right now. And then we'll change it to ours soon enough, but we're going to test it like that. So, cool. Let's do this. We need to keep track of this so that we can actually see what's going on. So we go here, 0 neighbors because we already generated this. Yep, that should be correct. Let's go here. This should definitely have 1 neighbor. Neighbor is 1. Cool. Go here. 0 neighbors. Oh, well, 1. It always has 1 from the one that you came from, right? Now, hopefully we get a situation where we can actually go around in a circle. We're still just getting 1s. We need to make essentially a box before we can get that situation. Oh, this one should have 2 now, though, right? And where did that go? Oh, I guess it's not regenerating, of course. Dang. It's always hard to get the situation you want to occur. Unless we actually manually went through and made it occur, which we're not going to do. Oh, look at that. I went far enough in that I may not be able to get out. Oh. Now I'm like stuck in a little tiny world that is only 3 grids long. That should not be correct. Oh yeah. Part of that is because we're only keeping like 3 grids back. We're gonna change that for now. Or yeah, save maps is only 4. We want that to be deeper. Because we want you to be able to actually like get far away. Oh my god, of course we have one without any exits. Okay. Let's see what's happening. Okay. Neighbors. 1, still neighbor. Oh man, just a straight line. Nothing interesting. Okay. We are never going to get that circle. Actually, you know what? Should probably just make it true on all of these, because we can just have exits. Oh, this will do it. Okay, here we go. Boom. That should have said 2 because it, well, I guess it doesn't necessarily have to have 1 below it. I guess that's a trick, isn't it? Because this actually hasn't even generated this one. And this one does not have to connect to the one above it, necessarily. So, interesting. So we might not even have a case where you need to do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and make it so that the random generator always puts 1 in every location. And that way, we can actually test this. I think there is a situation where you will. Yeah, it's possible. It's just gonna be easier to do if we do this. If you walk in a square, that should definitely trigger it. So no neighbors. Okay, so 1 neighbor where I came from. This one is still going to have 1 neighbor where I came from. Now this one should have 2 because it should have where I came from above and where I came from to the left. See, there we go. Now that works. Now let's see if we can walk all the way around 3-1 and give it 3 neighbors. Okay, so neighbors 1. Well, actually, let's just go all the way around it and give it 4. You see, everything's got 1 neighbor. Now this should hit us with 4. Sorry if I'm moving too fast. I'm looking at this value here as it comes up. And there you go. So we are calculating neighbors correctly. That is working. However, like I said, we actually want to know, just like this, has bottom, has top, has left, has right. Because we actually need to know where to put the items. Oh, that's fascinating. Because really, all we care about is, it's mostly this. I mean, we've already written the code. Now all we just need these to be is go, this one has left. Has right. Oh, I'm gonna show you a cool thing. If you hold down the command key on Windows, oh wait, or I mean Mac, I don't know what it is on Windows. You can select the whole line together like that, and then hit escape to go back to normal. This one, so I can go top, bottom. It's a fun way to edit multiple lines of code. Okay, so if it's got a top, then this adds a location to the top. Now, what is previous location or nil for? Have to remember, it has to do with, is that your previous location? If from, oh, huh, well that's fine, we can keep that. Hey, so that was easy enough. Just check, yeah, because I mean, and it should be that easy, right? Because we set up our temporary maps to have all the locations that we have saved in our temp files. And so all we have to do is say, hey, is that the top, the bottom, the left, the right? And then we have to fill out this data, previous location or nil. That just indicates if one of them is the previous location. And the reason for that is, I believe that's what we're using to tell where you came from. It's so that when I walk into 2.1 here, that it knows that I should be right here on the 1.1 tile and not over on these other tiles. I don't think we changed how we detect that. So, cool. So that actually should be it. That's actually super duper simple. And the result is, has right, blah, 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 map. Now we can just return. Oh, this was not. Why was I being dumb? I'm actually just calling this function. We're not returning map. We're altering it in place, so we don't even have to do that. So if we just take that out, this should work. Oh no, everything is broken. Oh yes, because we actually need this as well. This determines whether or not you came from a location. So what we're gonna do is we're going to go like this. We're gonna call this, if it's from bottom, that means must have top. Actually, we're gonna put that as a comment. Must have top. Must have bottom. And must have right. And must have left. Okay, so, which we're gonna then replace these. Here we go. This is gonna get interesting. So now we have must have top equals Okay, so this is interesting. Okay, so if you come from the bottom, the top, the left, or the right, the previous location, in relation to this, oh yeah, so I guess we do need the previous location. I'm gonna swap these so that it matches the other function. Previous location. Hold on a tick. We should just be able to do this, and previous location will automatically be set. Like, we're not going to have to do... So this will determine whether or not you have left, top, right, or bottom based on the fact that there is a location there and that it is connected. That's what we're going to have to do. It's not entirely that yet. But, I mean, so we don't have to know which one you came from, because the one that you came from is going to be in the temporary dictionary no matter what, except in one case, which is the reason why we had that error. In that case is 1-1. Why is 1-1 not in temps? No, it's not in generated. It should be in temps though. Let's go look at these. It should be, well, we have to go back to one that's started in 1-1. Yeah, 1-1 should be in the temporary directory. So let's comment all this out for a second. I want to see something. I want to know why that wasn't working. Okay, so let's see what the status of things is. Trusty print statements to tell us what the heck is going on. It's a favorite way to debug. Cool. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. A nil value. Ah. Oh, that's annoying. I believe this will work. We will find out. The idea is that if you OR it, it means that if it's nil, it's going to be nothing. So it's actually going to, it's going to do nil or this, so then it's going to return this because the first thing was false, and that is not nil. That is just an empty string. And let's relaunch. Yay! Okay. Oh, I see the problem. So when it generates, well, that's interesting. Even though these are true, still huh. Now I want to see what happens here. Yeah, see, it's just saying N on all of them. But we just generated a map, and if I go to that generated map, they're all true. Do we generate another map? Nope. So that itself is interesting. Build nav points, blah, blah, blah. Oh, somehow I went back and added this. Don't want that. That would make sense. Okay, now we go up here and, hey, it's broken. That's what we would expect. And the problem I just realized is not that 1.1 was not in this. It's that 1.1 is the exit, basically. And that should always be able to get you back. So interesting. So the idea is that when we generate that map, it should have so it's basically this special check that says if previous location, actually we can just do it by current location, equal well.x equals 1, and it's y equals 1, then and we're gonna put then is exit to garden. What's going to happen there is that we are going to say has bottom equals true. Yes, there we go. Now the problem is that it didn't know where to nav. That's interesting. Attempt to concatenate a table value. 52. Oh yes, we can't concatenate those when they're actually a table. I believe that what's going to happen here though is that like I'm going to be able to step out here. That definitely is going to be there. Now I go back. Oh, and I'm stuck. Where the heck am I? Oh no, everything's broken. Totally fine though. What we actually want to do is we need to fix this data. So it's a nav. Yeah, what we want to do no, we don't want to set previous location. Oh, you know what? Why don't we do has bottom is false and we'll actually generate manually our has bottom. And this we are going to put nav has bulb game scene. I think that's what we want. Okay, we can go out there. Okay, there we go. That should work. We're gonna whoop. What's interesting is we're not doing this for left, right, top, or bottom, like they don't go back to your garden. But I think that's fine. That's one of the mysteries of the garden is that if you just walk in a loop, you're not actually going to the same place as your garden, because if you look at the garden, there are not multiple exits to the forest, and if you go here, you go to your house. Maybe I will eventually get fancy and want to do it later where it does function as if you have your little house and your little garden are two places in the actual forest, and the forest is all around you. But for now, that is not going to be the case. Although it does sound like a cool idea now that I think about it. Anyway. I want to remember my keyboard shortcuts. And we're going to put 11210 is always the exit to the garden. Cool. So, and then we set has bottom is false, so that we don't accidentally override it with a different generated tile. Okay, so that gets you out. Now what we want to look at is, okay, let's say you has left blah 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 blah. What we want to do is go through these. Currently what happens is we just get if there's a map there. What we want to do is we want to make okay. Whoops. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pass yeah, we're gonna go X, Y. What I'm thinking about is this is a bunch of map data. So we're gonna have to call a function to find out if there's a nav to the current location. How do I want to do this? Sorry, it's like dust on the keyboard. Well, first we're going to take this. We're going to put it in here. We're not going to call this map. Let's see. Temp next door. It's your next door neighbor. Now these just need to be X and Y. And we're going to change these to call that function. Now, what we want to do is we're going to put a helper function on bulb game settings that says put this down here and go has nav2, and given a map, an X and a Y, we're going to find out if there is a navigation to that location. So we're going to return next door and as nav2. So this has to be true. If it's nil, then it's already going to fail. So it's not even going to try this. If it succeeds, then we're going to see if it has nav2, temp next door, and the current location. Ooh, interesting. Oh, yes. We can just do current location X and current location Y. And I'm going to break this line so that we can read this more effectively. Okay, so let's hope this works. Of course it'll work. So let's go look how we iterate through our map and find navigation, because I certainly don't remember the entirety of our frickin' structure. So load map from data, it looks a little like this. Let's copy this thing. I think we do something with nav in there. So, okay, so columns is maps length, and then rows. Oh, actually, because these have a map name and everything, do they have a map inside the map? Yeah, see, they have map name. What are we going to be looking at? We're going to be looking at layers, so that's what we actually want. What we want to do is go map.layers, and we actually want layers 1 is just the vertical layers of this map. So, and currently we only have one of those. We're not actually doing anything where we're layering stuff. We had planned on that. We may still do that. I don't entirely know. So let's see. One and tile. We actually don't care about the actual tile. Oh, we do care about the tile because we want to know. Oh wait, no, we're getting tile by tile name. So yeah, this is how we get our tile name. So we're gonna take that. We're gonna get rid of this. And we're gonna put just the tile name. Great, tile name. Now, this is dumb and complicated and should be simplified. Nice. Oh yeah, we're looking at custom data, meta location, previous meta location. Okay, so what we really care about is custom data meta location X and custom data meta location Y. We can get rid of all the rest of this junk. However, we're also just looking at custom data meta. Well, we're going to still check if it's nav, and the reason for that is that I don't want to, if we end up adding meta location for some other reason, let's say we have warps that warp you to somewhere or something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's a bad example because that's another kind of navigation. But whatever. If we have some other kind of meta location, we just want to make sure that this is this tile. I'm also going to make this local thing so we don't have to refer to it by that epically long name. We can just do this. Okay, custom data meta location. So if custom data, well, we know it has meta location because it's a nav. This, we just want to see if it's your current location, X and Y, which we passed in. So if the X and Y are current location, then we're gonna say it's true. I mean, we could just return true here, and then at the end return false, because it will it will break out of our loops. Actually, yeah, we're just going to do that, which is annoying. I don't like multiple returns, but it's really useful here because it's an easy way to also break out of our 2 for loops, because we don't, once we find a navigation to the other level, we don't want to keep looking through the data. We don't care. So here it'll return true. So we're going to put a little note there. Has nav to other location. If we get through and we don't find one, we're going to leave this as false. And we're going to say does not have nav to other location. Great. And things are broken, as always. Bulb 335. Okay, that means we broke something here. Oh, there we are. This is why it's good to indent correctly, because you can just, at a glance, realize that you've missed an end statement. Okay. Oh, yes, so that's has nav, right? Then, so we have has nav to current location. It has that because it definitely has to, right? Like that returns if it definitely has to. Or we still want to do it randomly. Or, so we're going to actually do this. I'm going to make another little function here. Oop. And this is going to return this. And then what we're going to do is at the end of all of these, we're going to say, actually, we're going to do this down here. We're going to say random nav. Okay. Now that could have happened, but it should not be likely. Let's get back our print statements. Oh yeah, we already looked up whether or not Lua has ternary, and it doesn't, which is sad and annoying, but something that we have to live with, so no ternary for us. The thing I'm thinking about is that we do want to get over the really annoying fact that we can't print a table. So yeah, we need a fancier way to get around that. And I'm trying to think of a good idea of how we might do that. Okay. Sorry. Gotta feed your cats and cat collector. I just want to know what the status is of things. So we're gonna make a little function. Might be a table. If table, then return yes, else return new. There we go. And now we're going to do this thing. Helper has left. I also want to know if I can just do this, because that looks easier. Certainly. Easier to read. As top. As bottom, which I put as down. B. Okay, this is what we want. Boo, 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 boo. Let's see if any of that works. Probably not. What do we break? Line 73. Line 73. If it was going to break because of this multi-line, I would have thought it would have done that sooner. Map generator 73. Oh. Can't just depend nothing. Okay, so no. Okay, great. Here. Oh, I guess it's still no. And then it has to have the exit. Oh, wait, so yeah. This shouldn't be no, because it's random. There's a random value. Like, it's fine. Like, the first one, yes. This should definitely be no. Rand, though, should potentially be a number. I just want to be able to see what it's returning. Random number value. Val. Relaunch. What did we break? Didn't really do anything that interesting. Local value. A Boolean value. Fortunately, we can just use helper for that as well. And just to be safe, we're going to move our helper out here. See? Yes. Oh, look. Right, yes. So it's just a 1 in 4 chances. Oh, no. Let's see. It says right. Oh, wait. Then it failed. Okay, we're going to make it a 1 in 3 chance. Hope that makes a difference. Nope. And we'll even come back. It did the first time. It just doesn't the second. Look at this. The second time, it's always no. What the heck? Like this time, it does it great. Then it generates it, and it's always no. Is there something I'm missing? Or is it just the wonkiness of Lua's random? No, see, okay, so that just did that 3 times in a row. That is beginning to look like not a coincidence. Interesting. Sorry, it's very easy to get distracted. Why? Why would a random number value be no every time we're just walking out Walking back. Ah, there we go. Now it worked. Jeez Louise. Well, what I'd like to do is actually do it a little differently. The idea being that there'll always be one for your exit. That's a given. What we want is we want the chances of there being 2 locations to be very high. Chances for there to be 3 a little bit lower, and the chances to be 4 a little bit lower than that. Actually, you know what? It's probably fine if this is actually just 2. It should happen. Now see, I just don't get why. Oh, you know what? I want to seed the random. So let me do this. Okay. Just want to get the time currently. Because I think, because their random is actually really kind of like garbage. So you want random seed like this. And then you want to use OS time. Oh, here you go. Yeah, this is what you want to do, so you get something a little more interesting. We could also do stuff later where, since we're seeding it, we can actually like save the seed for a given time, and that would make for something different. Now, come on, how can they all be no? That is ridiculous. What is going on? It's a 50-50 chance. Oh, you know what? No, you know what? Let's do this. Oh, what is random seed returning? Yeah, it's 0 to 1. What we want to do still, well, we don't want to do that. We want to do this by 2. This makes it a 50-50 shot. What? Attempt to perform arithmetic on a nil value. Random seed should not return a nil value. Let's just do this, see what's happening. Oh, we want OS that time. Is that causing a problem? Val is a nil value. What is going on? Why is this returning? Let's just see what OS time is. So OS time is a number. Did they get rid of random seed and they didn't update their docs? Random seed. public release 2016, 20. You know what? Let's go through the fun case. We have a half hour. That should be plenty of time to fix any issues. If there is a problem with the latest. Ooh, wow. They spiced up their site. Anyway, I need to log in over here, so we're going to move that off the screen for a moment. In the meantime, I encourage you to go to TylerMakes.com, which I actually pop up the stream here, so this is going to cause like an infinite loop once it catches on with you or Twitch. Well, actually, I don't think I have to play it. Yeah, okay, cool. We're live. Yeah, so go to TylerMakes.com. Give me a second. Got to remember my credentials, since you have to log in to get the thing. Da, 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 da. This like automatic fear that it's showing up somewhere on the feed. Hopefully not. It's not like it matters anymore since Corona is free. Download. Okay, I logged in for certain. Now why can't they just give me the latest build? Wow, they've revamped their entire site. Ooh, they have a Corona exchange. Corona code exchange. It's weird. Like, even though I've logged in, they're making me put in my email to download it again. Strange. We're just going to grab the latest public release, which actually is interesting. They changed random seed. Oh man, I lost the page that we were on. Just gonna Google it again. So you'll notice, oh, okay, it's in the current public release. Okay, I thought it was a different one. Never mind. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and download the latest Corona SDK. Yeah, so what you will find, hopefully not this time, there is quite often a lot you have to do when you're upgrading versions. Who knows all the things that have changed, and it can be quite painful. So we're gonna hope that nothing has happened. But hey, let's look at this. There's like this Corona code exchange. Let's see what people have been making. Corona color thing, auto correction on native. Ooh, is that autocorrect? That's cool. Circle or ring segment library function. Oh, that's useful. What else? We got shaders. Planet shader. Game logic. Game that give you a first contact with programming logical aspects. I wonder if I should throw my code up here at some point. Color converter. It just doesn't like, yeah, that's boring, but probably useful to people. Turn off, in some cases, annoying autocorrection. Oh, it allows you to turn off autocorrection. Circle or ring. Create a filled or unfilled circle or ring. Oh, this could be interesting. It would be nice if they had an example. Unfortunately, Corona does not yet have like building online. So we'd actually have to go download it, try it out. But that's what we're looking at. Here we go. Somebody. Oh, wait. Planet shader. Huh. Well, that's a fun thing. Just go take a look at it. Now we have downloaded Corona SDK. Gonna install it. Gonna quit this guy while we do so. And agree to the terms of service that are probably signing away our lives, but we don't have enough time to read them. Just gotta wait for it to finish, and it's gone. Where'd it go? Ah, here we go. Oh, that was weird. Oh. It should ask you to override. Yes, replace. If you're having problems, like it doesn't even run, one thing you might consider is instead of just replacing, you might need to actually uninstall and delete the old version before you do the new version. Kind of depends. Corona's usually really good about that, though. You usually don't have issues. I do find it annoying that they don't always list the version number when you install a new one. I guess they keep your old ones, maybe? I'm not sure. But you can see, like, they have old versions. This might actually just be them backing it up. Not entirely sure, though. Ooh, now what are they opening? Oh no. Have they created their own console instead of using the terminal? That doesn't sound like a good idea, but let's find out. Why would they write their own console? Like, what do they possibly gain over using that? Anyway. All right, let's find out if this was just a problem of using a very old version that didn't have random seed. Oh no, errors, runtime errors, a nil value. Why? Let's try. It's looking a lot like their random seed is just broken. So we're gonna have to log a bug for that at some point. I'm actually surprised because I had thought, we can get rid of this now. I had thought that this was actually just a function, like in most things, it's just a function of random. If you put the value in random, oh, you're setting a random seed and then you're just calling random. Oh, that's dumb. So yeah, what I'm used to is like in most languages I know of, you have a seed as an optional parameter. So if you don't include it, then it doesn't use it. And if you do include it, it does. But they went with a very odd approach where you have to set it and then you can just keep calling random. I guess that's good because then you start it off and then you just keep going. Yeah, I can see why you would do that. Let's see. We're going to do this. And there we go. Something different every time. We don't have to set the seed every time. This will be fine. Maybe. I hope. Still not getting a lot. Now, here's what I think we should do. We're going to say does not equal 1. And by does not equal, I mean, whoa, pressing too many buttons. Dang it, I keep pressing the wrong button. I mean to hit shift. This is not the not symbol in Lua instead of the exclamation mark. Yeah, that makes it a little more reasonable. Why don't we try that for now? And get rid of this. We know our code is working. It was just annoyingly not making any exits. We could force it to, but I don't want to do that because I want you to be able to hit dead ends. I just don't want this first step to be the dead end. That's really annoying. Oh no, everything's broken. What did we do wrong? 198. Layers. And that's in bulb game settings. Layers. Layers is nothing. It's gotta be map.layers. Ridiculous. Ooh, what's this? 199. What? A nil value. That's interesting. Okay, so we want to test. I think we can do this. I want to find out which ones it's breaking on. Hey, there we go. Map name is a nil value. I thought we were doing map name. Maybe it's not called map name. It's called file name. Somewhere in our generated maps. File name, map num. Yeah, it's file name. That's what we want to use. Well, see, then it goes in as map name. Temporary maps, map name. It's map. That's when we save the map. We should only have saved maps when we're looking at the other locations. That does not make sense. Which probably means the map is nil. Let's try that. Verify. So map was not nil, it just didn't have a map name? What the heck is this? Okay. Well, what we want to do... Oh wait, this is and. That's not gonna work. Oh wait, no, that should work because temp next door should get temporary map. What the heck? What the heck? I want to know what we're getting here. Temp next door should return a map. Let's go like this. So it'll at least tell us where we're trying to go. Like, so it's not necessarily where we're trying to go, it's which of the neighbors is causing this to break. Boom. So 1, 1. And 1, 1 is in temps. Does 1, 1 not have a map name? See, I don't even think that matters. I think as soon as we get rid of that, it's going to blow up down here. So the question is, what the hell is in temp 1, 1 if it's not a map? Because we're looking at a map right here. That should be in it. Boom. 203. Yep, tile doesn't work because. So we're gonna do this annoying thing where we go like this and we just print key values of map. You can already tell I'm annoyed with their console because it doesn't stay locked to the bottom. Why did they make their own? I wonder if we can actually tell it to just use the terminal. Automatically close the welcome. Ooh, that could be cool. And that stuff is really great. Okay. Alright, let's go see. Well, that's interesting. So it doesn't always break. There we go. So it's got layers. Are we just in some case generating a bad map? Oh wait, 206. Wait, sometimes a tile is nil? That doesn't make any sense. Ugh, how can you have nils in your tiles? Its map name is generated map 2, so we can actually go look at it. Let's go look at it. Oh, I'm gonna have to reload all these. I had them open in another window. Generated map 1 looks fine. But I don't have generated map 2. Open this over here. Here's generated map 2. Ooh, look at that. Tile name. Now the question is, how do we find in here where there is a tile well, actually, what's the question that we're asking here? We're asking, why is this tile nil? Which just means it doesn't have custom data. So here's an interesting thing. Let's do this. There's 240 matches. Our map oh, I think I know what it is. 240. Yep. But no, that should break every single time. Oh, unless we're not always hitting it has nav too. whatever. Yeah, this should be to here -1. Or should it? I can't remember. Let's do this. Let's find out when it breaks. Okay, this should be now easy enough. Okay, great. Let's see what happened. So it didn't have a map name. That's interesting to begin with. Then it's 116. We generated a map which has layers, but it's got nothing in the first one. Okay, let's say if tile fails. And here we go again. Oh, the joys of debugging. We've only got about 10 more minutes. Hopefully we can get this resolved. So it's got 1, and that's got a table in it. So that's great. That's what we'd expect. Whoop. What I'm curious about is the times when it doesn't fail, like just now. Why did it not fail? That is fascinating to me. See, now we can just walk all around. There we go. Okay. All of them have a table. Generated map 2. 116. I mean, oh, I'm an idiot. This should be layers 1i. But why would that not usually break? Oh, it just must be that we're not checking it. It just must be that because of like the other random stuff, we're just not getting to it. Okay, now this should work. And all of our print statements are dumb and useless. But as you can see, we're not doing the nav thing, I don't think, because we're not seeing name. Well, now we are, but we weren't always. Maybe. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why we're having that weird situation. But now we can go anywhere, do anything. Take a look. It's in a book. Reading Rainbow. I don't know why that song occurred to me. Okay, yeah, look, great. Now we can go anywhere. Everything seems to be working. We seem to be having some random locations. We seem to be able to get back to where we... Whoa, wait a minute. Wait, was I going down? 4-2 to 4-3. I thought I was going up. Yeah, this goes to 4-4. What? No, that's right. Yeah, 4-5. I don't know what's going on here. This is why we need these to not just be random garbage. They actually need to be something that indicates something, which we will get to. But I think we're good here. Get rid of all this printing garbage. And all this printing garbage, because none of that stuff should ever happen. Great. We don't need our helper just yet. I actually want to make a new utility class where I'm going to put stuff like this that'll be useful. Let me just go ahead and do that. I'll put TM for TylerMakes. Utilities. Let's try to find something very simple. Player is not simple. I want to grab the simple class structure as I always do, because it's way easier than remembering it or writing it out. Anyway. Actually, you know what? We don't even need a class. We're just going to make this guy. Actually, maybe not. Well, yeah, we will use a class, actually, in case we want to do something nice with this stuff. But what we're going to do is we're going to say, actually at the bottom, so that you just have to include it. You don't even have to do anything. We're going to say we're going to call this does exist. That'll probably be good. Okay, I just want to make sure that that stuff works. So let's go require it in the main. Yeah, it doesn't blow up, so that's good. Let's close that. That. Let's go test it somewhere. I don't want to do it in the map generation. Let's do it here. Has nav. Test. That's what I call it. Hey, TM utils line 15. What happened? Line 15 print. Oh, yeah. Nope. Oh, there we go. Oh wait, this should be C, shouldn't it? This is why I copied. I always forget little bits. Line 16 now. Oh, and this would be self.a. Does work A. Cool. Awesome, that totally works. Now we can get rid of this test. Don't need it, don't need that, don't need that. Okay, cool. So we made that nice helper function and we got our generator going that actually generates maps based on the nav locations that we actually do have. Next, we will have to do what I said we were going to do this time, which we didn't. We actually don't need any of this stuff either. Which is to do something to make these follow some kind of pattern, so that we can have an easier time figuring things out. Actually, I have an idea. So we generate a map. How do we generate a map? Let's go look at that. Generate map. Okay. Oh, it calls map generate. Wait, yep, let's get out of there. That's not what we want to do. Let's go into our map generator. Generate map. Which I totally forgot was even in here. Here we go. Okay, let's do this. We're gonna go return self generate special map. Here we go. Generate special map. Hopefully I can do this very quickly, because we do have to cut this off shortly. I don't want to go over the time and have YouTube break it up into multiple videos, because that's a pain. I already have to fix 28 to combine it, which I actually should do before I post this. It's good to know. Anyway, okay, so we're basically going to copy all this same stuff, put it here. We actually are not going to worry about this stuff. What we're going to do instead, random tile. Oh, I have an idea. Let's see, random tile. We're going to put special valid types, and what we're going to do is say valid types equals special valid types or valid types. So what that's going to do is, if we pass it in, it's going to use the one that we passed in, and if we don't, it's not. Which is nice. So then what we're going to do, we're going to look at the valid types thing like this, and we're going to do this. Where's our special map? Generate special map. What this is going to do is it's going to go valid types. Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to go valid types is that. Alright, what I want to do is this. Oh, here we go. That's what I want to do. Say if current location dot x mod 2 equals 0, so it's even, then valid type equals 6. Else valid type equals 9. So now all the even x locations should be, we just have to put this down here, should be one of those, and then all the odd ones will be the other one. If we did not break things. Gosh darn it. Map generator, line 10. Line 10? Oh, is this unaccessible code? Expected end to close function at line 8. it. I hate it so much. They won't let us just drop in code here because of the return function. So then we have to put an end. We have to comment it out. I really hate stuff that won't let you just drop in bad code. It's probably safety. Okay, so good. That's all one. Now if I go to the next X, everything sucks. Oh, bulb game settings is still calling this. Dang it. Okay, let's try again. Okay, it's all yellow. Now if I go to the next one, it should be all blue because we made it the other one. Yes, there we go. Now what we're gonna do, to make this even a little even better, is we're gonna go to our bulb game settings and look at what are the walkable tiles. No, not bulb game settings, bulb build settings. Builder settings. What are the other walkable tiles? So we have seeds, which are 7. I don't know if we want to use those. Let's use lava, which, no, we are using that, 9. So let's use 10. And oh, none of these other things are walkable. That's really annoying. Well, let's just make a new one then. We're gonna make this 13. So we want 10 and 13. I don't care what this is. We're gonna call it grass. It's walkable. Those 2. It's gonna be predominantly green. So let's go. That's okay. Okay, 10 and 13. Now we're gonna go back to our generator. Boop, 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 boop. Where'd it go? Where did our special map generation go? Valid types, here we go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go our Y. And we're gonna go 10 and 13, and we're gonna put these on our second valid type. So now the 4 quadrants should be very distinguishable because of the colors that are in them. So here's yellow and green. If we go up, it should be yellow and brown. Now if we go left, it should be brown and blue. Yep. And if we go down here, I think this is blue and green. Nice. There we go. Now we can actually like tell if things are sort of working. But what we'll do next is we'll put a pattern in here, make it like a simpler pattern so that you could actually tell like, oh, I just came from that level, or no, I didn't come from that level. Anyway, that's awesome. We got some good work done. Things are starting to look cool and interesting, so that's fun. So anyway, go to my website or go to YouTube, follow, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, do all the things, share code, do all that stuff, keep making good things, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.